Hello everyone, I am Matthew Thomas, and I'm going to be doing my first ever album review for the Super Cool podcast, and this actually lines up really well because I just had a killer interview with Mike Meadows, the frontman of Ditchwater, and I'm reviewing Ditchwater's latest album, Never Say Never. It was actually an independent release at the end of last year. This was before they signed with Pavement Entertainment, and they're actually going to be re-releasing Never Say Never as a Pavement Entertainment release coming out on August 7th. And let's just first talk about the artwork. I'm a real big fan of this artwork. I'm not sure if that's going to stay with the new Pavement release, but I like it. It has a comic book vibe to it, and I really enjoy comic books, so it's cool to see all the band members as like comic book characters, and you got Mike Meadows kind of at the bottom pointing at you, because he's a very intense individual, so I think the picture of him is really cool. And then you open it, and this was just so cool. They have the same kind of image, but it's actually real images of them. So, you know, on the front you have these cartoon characters, but then you open it up and it's the real pictures of them. I think that is so cool. So let's talk about the first song off Never Say Never. It is Enemy of the People, and right off the bat it's a very hard-hitting riff. It's a really awesome, clean riff, and the lyrics are talking about what really keeps people apart is just fascism, racism. Once you get all that, once you clear your mind of all that, you can just start enjoying yourself instead of, you know, holding on to invisible kind of stuff that just holds you back. So that's like the real enemy of the people. It's just being, you know, is racism, really. And once you let go of all that, you feel a lot better. That's kind of the message of the first song, Enemy of the People. It's a very powerful song, and I absolutely dig it because there's really no need for racism anyway. The second song is my favorite song, and it is My Last Breath. I love the beginning of the song. It's another great clean guitar riff. I'm probably saying that a lot about, you know, this album because Ditchwater, they're just consistently good, and I think Never Say Never just phenomenal by Ditchwater. And what my take is on My Last Breath is follow me to see the truth. You know, that's the lyrics from the song, because what you know is a lie, and the question carries on. It's kind of, to me, I get the image of, you know, when you're at my last breath, you know, your last breath, and it's kind of just, you're thinking, just stuff going through your mind when you take this last breath. Like, the world's going to keep going, but, you know, what is the meaning of life? That's kind of what my takeaway from My Last Breath, because meaning of life, you know, what you've been taught might not actually be right. It could just be a lie. So I think it's a very great pondering song, My Last Breath. Moving on to number 3, which is another powerful song. It's Against My Better Emotional Reasons, and I really got to talk about this one. Just the lyric content alone is powerful. You know, you have to really listen to this song to truly understand it. And my take is on this one is when someone really steps back and looks at a relationship. You know, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a business agreement. If you really step back and see that you gave everything to this relationship and you received nothing or very little in return, you know, your emotions, you're still attached to this relationship. Your emotions want you to stay in this relationship no matter what. But once you like really look at this relationship and you see that it's just not doing any good for me, time for me to leave, you know, you're going against your better emotional reasons, but you're using kind of logic and sense to go, I need to leave this relationship because it's doing nothing for me. It's just holding me back. And man, that's heavy. It's a very heavy song once you really listen to the the lyrics in this song. And also there's another great guitar solo in this song. So you really just have to listen to the whole thing. Listen to the music, listen to the lyrics, and really, it just really applies to a lot of people. I think a lot of people have been there, you know, in these in some type of relationship like that, and they had to leave even though it went against their emotions. And up next, is the fourth track off Never Say Never, and it is The End. And this is an intense song. And what I got out of this is it's the end of like being nice and doing good deeds. It's the end of that. You give into your demons, your inner thoughts, what you really want to do. Just give into that. It's kind of like you being tempted by somebody to just give in to all the thoughts you're thinking, all the things you want to do, but you shouldn't do. It's kind of just giving into that. It's the end of you being good, of you being nice, of you being kind of fake, and just giving into being who you really are, kind of thing. It's another deep, intense song, and I really dig it. And it's just giving into the end of just you being fake, or you being a doormat kind of thing. So again, another great song by Ditchwater. And the fifth song is This Pain. And another kind of deep song, because I think it really relates to a lot of people right here, especially right now. It's kind of like a prayer to God, calling out for help. I think a lot of people have been there. A lot of people have been low, especially right now with the COVID situation. A lot of people have been in a situation where they could not see the end. They had no control over what was happening around them, and they just cried out to God for help, because you need help, and you need just to pray to God, or you have to do something in a situation where you really have no control. Just like this COVID situation, where a lot of people were forced to not work and had to stay home. They felt helpless, and it's a very relatable song. Just listen to the lyrics. And again, with all these songs on Never Say Never, I've noticed that the music's there, the lyrics are there. It's a great combination of lyrics and music. Sometimes you get albums and it's kind of just great lyrics, but the quality of music's not there, or great quality of music, but maybe the lyrics ain't there. You get both with this Ditchwater song. The next song is The Way You Are, is the sixth track here on Ditchwater's Never Say Never, and wow, that's like my main reaction from this song. First it really highlights Mike Meadows' vocals here, especially on the chorus, is phenomenal. Big shout out to Mike for a great chorus on The Way You Are. But moving to the lyrics part, man, there is some anger and spite in this song, and for very good reason. No one likes someone that lies, or is fake, or is just a piece of garbage, and really just calls those people out, that all the times they've just lied and lied and lied and just pretty much screwed everyone over. It's just calling out the people who have done that in the past. And I think it's excellent. You can definitely hear the anger in Mike Meadows' voice, and I think that's really cool. It conveys a really cool message, and you just feel that anger. I can't emphasize that enough. You can really feel the emotions here in this song, The Way You Are. And also, music, as always with every song I've talked about so far, the music's there. I love the guitar work around the 3-minute mark, and it almost sounds a little bit industrial with the guitar solo around that time mark as well. And I'm going to move on to the 7th song. So we went from a very angry song with The Way You Are to more of a little bit of a mellow song. It changes things up a little bit with the 7th track, All About You. It's a little bit slower. It's kind of refreshing, because you just went from this kind of intense song to a little bit more of a mellow song. It still has, it's still a hard-hitting song when it needs to be, but all around it's more of a more mellow rock song. And the 8th track, How Many Times? It's dealing with pain. It's taking on that more industrial sound you heard on the 6th track as well. And some of my favorite lyrics, because I've actually said this to, in conversation with people, pain, it lets me know I'm alive. it's kind of like if you hurt yourself, you get that wave of pain that comes over you. It's physical pain, but also it could be talking about emotional pain as well. Kind of like when the wave comes over you, you're dealing with mental pain, and you kind of just have to break yourself away from that. Just get away, get out of that situation when you get a wave of emotional pain. And there's a crazy awesome solo starting around the 2.5 minute mark. And again, the music's there, the lyrics are there, it's very strong guitar work and lyrics with all of these songs here on Never Say Never. I can't emphasize that enough. The ninth song, again, this is more of a mellow song. Kind of starts out with an acoustic guitar at the beginning. You hear a little bit, but you also hear the electric guitar as well. And it has some like hard rock spots, and then it has some more mellow spots. It's just not all hard rock like I was used to with the rest of the album. And it's kind of, again, another refreshing kind of, let's take a break, let's slow it down a little bit. You can't just go intense and hard all the time. You have to break it up a little bit, and it keeps the listener, that was me, on your toes a little bit. And what I really like about it has a great message. It's like, are you with me or against you? Will you take my hand that's held out right now, or will you push it away? Will you shame me? And that's really cool, and also really very relatable. I say that a lot for a lot of these songs because they're relatable with these lyrics. They're very real, talking about real subjects, and right now, especially with things going on, you gotta know, are people with you or against you, And the 10th song is actually no lyrics were in, I was looking at all the lyrics for the songs, but actually there's no lyrics listed in the booklet for Iron Fist. It's the last song, and I love this song. My Last Breath is still my favorite song off Never Say Never, but Iron Fist is a very close second. Mostly it's a fast-paced jam. It almost has a punk vibe to it. It's kind of sped up a little bit. It's still metal, but it's more sped up metal. It's a little bit of a different departure from the rest of the songs here. And it's a great song to end the album with. It's just a jam. And I can see myself driving down the highway speeding to this song. And I really dig Never Say Never. I know you can't get this anymore. All the original independent copies were sold out. I think I got one of the last ones at the February show. So when they re-release, I don't know if they're going to change it up or add songs to Never Say Never when they re-release it, or if they're going to change the title. I don't know what the August 7th release has in store. But if it's very similar to what the independent release was, I really encourage everyone to purchase or pre-order or stream Ditchwater's newest album, Never Say Never, when it comes out August 7th through Pavement Entertainment. I am blown away by just how consistently good Ditchwater is. I have most of their albums right now, and they're just consistently phenomenal. The guitar work is solid. The overall sound is amazing, and they don't just go all hard rock. There's a couple songs where it kind of slowed down a little bit. Still had some rock elements in there, but it slowed it down a little bit. Changed it up. They weren't just sticking with, we're going to play all hard rock music. And what I really liked, Iron Fist at the end, is a great way to cap the album. I was blown away by that song as well. And just reading the lyrics and hearing the lyrics, there's some very deep lyrics here, and it's talking about very real things and kind of dealing with stuff that's going on right now as well. And I was just amazed by the lyrics and just the way Mike Meadows, he sang the lyrics and some of the emotions he conveyed through his singing. So make sure to please purchase, pre-order, or stream Ditchwater's newest album, Never Say Never, when it is released through Pavement Entertainment, coming up on August 7th.